Hi, everyone. Welcome to Source Snack Break. I am Ren with Source, and today is Thursday, July 16th. Before we get started, I'll tell you a couple things about the webinar tool. You're all muted automatically, but you do have access to the live chat there on the right, so you can pop in your favorite emoji to try it out or say hi, as everyone is doing already. So great job. You figured it out. You can also use the live chat to ask any questions that you have, and we'll make sure we answer them because Jenna is an amazing resource, as you know. So she will answer any questions that you have. So feel free to use that. We'll also send you a recording of the webinar after the presentation so you can reference it later or send it to a friend, whichever you'd like. So today's guest is Jenna with Thompson Tile. Hey, Jenna, one of our favorites. Can you tell us a little bit about your background before we get started?
Sure. I've been a rep with Thompson Tile for a couple of years now, and I just provide a lot of resources for your tile needs. We have access to a huge amount of tile that I know about, and if you give me some criteria, I'm happy to research and find the right thing for your project.
I love that. And what is your background a little bit before you started at Thompson?
Before I started Thompson, I was with, now I'm like blanking on what I did. I was working
with there before time? I don't remember. Yeah.
I was in direct care with folks with intellectual disabilities.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, I worked with an amazing group of people out in Pennsylvania. I was there for like 2 years and worked with Camp Hill Sultane, and it was such an awesome gig. I worked with a couple ladies that were just fabulous.
Nice. So you like jump ship, both wise and like what you're doing.
Yeah, before that, I mean, I worked for a ballet studio. I used to work in food service. I've worked a number of jobs. I'm fairly well-rounded, maybe.
I love it. That's awesome. Sweet. So you have all these amazing tiles. Can we talk about this slide right now? Can we talk about the collections that are shown here and like what designers should know about them, why you're pumped about them, other than the fact that they're beautiful?
They are beautiful. So that first, that pale blue run of cabinets, right above it is the Seaside Series, which we're stocking locally, and it's an American-made tile, which is huge for, stocking and having access to a lot of tile to projects like fairly quickly. It comes in 6 or 7 colors. We're stocking in both 3x6 and 3x12. So I know the 3x12 size has gained in popularity just because that more linear look, people are liking the herringbone and liking that brick and stacked patterns are really popular right now.
Nice.
That Hexagon is also available. It's part of our Construct series. We're not stocking it, but it is stocked in America. So within 2 weeks, we can get something like that. And that also comes in 12x24s and 18x36. It's just a really beautiful kind of modern concrete style.
Yeah.
Dimensional wall tiles are also available. This is called
so hot right now.
Oh my gosh, that prism look, it's so unique. It's sophisticated. It's just a beautiful, like, dimensional thing. You put a wash of color or a wash of light over it. It just like brings it out. This one's available in like 6 different colors. And yeah, it's in matte and glossy. And I just think it's a really cool tile to like really just do an accent wall, like with that kind of dimension.
Yeah.
Below that is in that pink and the green, that's our Ripple series, another series that's made in America. And we are stocking it locally in 3x6 and 3x12. And it's just, I love that pink color. It's the Ripple Rose.
I love it.
And Ripple Juniper is the green.
Love it.
So it's got that undulated surface and sort of that wavy edge. It gives that handmade sort of feel, but still very reasonable price point. I think something Thompson Tile really has a great benefit to working with Thompson Tile is that we have great pricing for those kind of budget projects. You know, well, most projects are all budget, but Yeah.
Good options. So one of the things I love about this collection of photos is that I think it really gets at a lot of trends we're seeing in tile right now. You spoke about the sort of elongated subway tile. I feel like subways are always classic and they're always popular, but I'm seeing a lot of designers sort of play with the sort of ratio of the subway tile, like how long or stout it is. The 3D
dimensions.
Yes.
Or like I've noticed a huge uptick in 2x8s. Also 4x8s are really popular. And our just basic subway collection, wall tile collection has all of those sizes. So 3x6 is the standard subway. 4x12 is like our kind of larger size. And then there's also the 4x8s and the 2x8s. And I've been seeing the stacked pattern a lot.
Nice. And I think that what that gets you as a designer is like sort of a reference to the past, but allows you to be a little bit more playful. So it feels a little bit like a Chanel suit, classic, but always fashion forward. Do you know what I mean? Like it gives you sort of that balance.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not super fashiony, but you know.
But we are in tile.
Yes, we are in tile.
And then I also have noticed a ton of designers being really interested in sort of like the handmade look without the handmade cost.
Yes.
Is that something you're seeing as well?
Oh, absolutely. I've been seeing more like crackle glazes come out. And yeah, a little bit more, people are just wanting a little bit of dimension, but still the cleanability and the of a flat surface. But it's still like the way that it bounces light is an important factor in your installation. You definitely want to, you know, like kind of arrange the light so it shows off the tile to the maximum.
Yes, that makes sense. And speaking of that, when that comes to like 3D tiles, these dimensional tiles, which are super, like I said, super hot right now. What should designers keep in mind? Like, do they come in like individual pieces? Does a designer need to specify like what direction they need to go in? Like, what should designers think about when they are looking at these awesome dimensional tiles?
Yeah, something like, so that tile, the upper right-hand corner, that boutique chic tile definitely is only one face. So the installer will have to rotate it or not, depending on what the designer specifies.
Got it.
So absolutely, you'll want to put into your notes, or I'm not 100% clear on how, I mean, everyone sort of specifies a little differently. Sometimes they just leave it up to the installer, and sometimes, but it's good to have notes about how you want your tile installed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a gridded pattern. You, with that one, you could probably do an offset, like a 50% offset, because it's a square, and that can give it a different look as well.
Wow. Yeah.
But yeah, it's really about like the light that's washing over it too. You want to make sure that your lighting is showing off your tile.
Yes. We have our first question. I love it. Ruth asks, how about installation around outlets? Is there something you should keep in mind?
So definitely keep in mind for those dimensional tiles. There are extensions on outlets. I mean, the contractors are definitely going to want to know, you know, how far out those tiles come, because you will have gaps surrounding that. So there are ways to extend it. You may have to do those round outlets that just like poke out from a tile. I don't install, but I definitely have resources to find out more about installation. So if you have something specific that you're wanting to put up, please ask, and I will do my best to like research and find that out.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great question. So let's talk a little bit more about some different tiles you've got, and these are just beautiful. Let's just talk about how beautiful tile is for like 2 seconds. It's beautiful.
It's a great surface. I mean, it's hard and impervious, and it's so cleanable. And I mean, these are some great looks right now. I mean, I love that the one upper right-hand corner, those are also 6x6s from the boutique chic collection. And it's so like mid-century modern. It's just got a great, that's a
feel. Yeah.
And then we do have a whole suite of natural stone. So that middle mosaic is part of the Casablanca collection. And that has 10 different shapes in the mosaics. And I just really love this like pointy Sahara look one. And that's a Tassos white marble,
Ooh,
gray marble.
nice.
And then let's see, there's also beveled subway tiles. I'm also seeing there's that three-dimensional stacked. People just like a little more dimension. It gives just a little bit more, kind of like comes out into your space a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's just a modern take on a subway.
Yeah.
But I think Thompson Tile's biggest strength is our porcelain, like our 12 by 24 flooring. This on the, I guess it would be the left-hand side, the brown tile that we have there is part of our Connect series. And that is an American-made tile. We're stocking 12 by 24s and that cool Moretto decor, which is, that's a 28-inch, it's a good size Moretto, and that's an irregular pattern.
Oh, nice.
And that one is just, I mean, like I said, made in America and stocked locally. So, and very, very budget conscious.
That's always helpful. Yeah. So let's talk about some sort of unique looks. I love that one of the things I love about Thompson and working with you, Jenna, is that you do have that variety, and you could really start to work with the designer to create a very specific look for a different project. So I like the contrast of these two, where you could get a little trendy, or you can just be super traditional in that really classic way.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about like how you can help designers, like how you work with designers in finding the right tile? Can they just email you inspiration photos? Like how can they work with you to make sure that they pick the right tile that is the right budget, the right look, the right sort of level of funness for their project with you?
Absolutely. I really love it when people email me like what their budget is, for sure. That's kind of a big one. And I mean, and we don't, I mean, I'm giving you material cost, not giving, and I like to be as transparent as possible with material cost with designers, so that they can, you know, be really like, know what's going on with that cost. I also take into account, like, I love it when people tell me what the application is. Like, it's really important to know if it's a flooring application, if it's heavy commercial foot traffic, or if it's like an entrance or an entry where you have like people coming in, like if it's an outside door and they're bringing in sand or dirt on their feet, like that scratch hardness comes into account, as well as like your braking strength. It just depends on the traffic. So knowing that application is really, really good for like hunting on the right tile.
Yeah. So maybe getting into a little bit more depth, other than just saying it's the floor tile, maybe say it's the floor in a bathroom or the floor in the entry, so that you can help to understand that a little bit more.
Yeah, if it's retail and it's like people off the street are coming in, I definitely want a little bit more heavy duty porcelain. Whereas like we do carry some ceramic floor tiles that totally function in a commercial space, but maybe only like a medium traffic or a light traffic. Like you could put it into a commercial bathroom because it's not like an exterior, like they've already walked through the floor to this other place. Like they don't have nearly the kind of like stuff on their shoes that they may have from an entryway.
Yeah, makes sense. And I really like your distinction there about the entryway and when people bring stuff in on their feet from the exterior. Can you talk a little bit about like how that affects tile and like how designers should like think about picking out tile for entryways? Like, are there things to keep in mind in terms of like slip resistance? You mentioned breakage point, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, slip resistance is always something that the regulation, I mean, that DCOF, the dynamic coefficient of friction, the minimum is 0.42 for level surfaces that are expected to be walked upon when wet.
Okay.
So that is very specific. And they definitely just want to remember, like, who's going to be walking on it, like what kind of accessibility is going on there. And yeah, like a little bit heavier duty tile, like in those entryways. You want a harder surface, like the PEI rating that Porcelain Enamel Institute. It kind of gives you, it's a standardized test for surface hardness.
Okay.
There are some glazed tiles that eventually will show some wear over time if they're not hard enough, like if the glaze isn't hard enough.
Interesting. So it's kind of like picking out a hardwood, like a wood flooring. Like you got to pick how dense it is,
yeah,
based on who's going to be walking on it and how often.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
I did not know that about tile. That is awesome. So can we talk a little bit about these cool tiles? Because are you seeing, I know we've been talking about like beautiful backsplash tiles and how fun they are, but are you also seeing like very large format tile being popular?
Yes. Large format. I get requests for large format often. So like 36 by 36 inches. I mean, 12 by 24 is definitely the most cost effective. I think it has to do with packaging, the way that it's like on a pallet.
For one person can hold it easily.
Yes, yes. But we are seeing larger and larger. We just did a large project with tiles that were 30 inches by 60 inches.
Oh my gosh.
So which is spectacular. I mean, think about like very few grout lines. I think it would be just amazing as a panel in like showers. So you have like a big tile that it could be just so cool.
Yes, you're speaking as someone who is tired of cleaning grout in the bathroom, as am I. So yes, I see that appeal as well. Yeah. When it comes to large format, designers have to think a little bit differently where like the subfloor needs to be very flat, or are there just sort of considerations to put in their spec, and just maybe note that install time is a little bit different because it will require different people, because like one person can't carry that. Like, are there things designers should keep in mind if they're looking at large format?
Yeah, I mean, plan out for that size. Make it so that there's as few cuts as possible. Like if you're planning, the width of a shower, like figuring out how to get maybe 2 panels in there rather than splitting, or just adjust for the size.
Yeah.
Gosh, also, flatness of the floor, like all of that underlayment is really important. So like uncoupling membranes and self-levelers are also factors to kind of like for your floor height. If you have transitions between a non-tile floor and then and tile.
Nice. Awesome. Okay. So I want to make sure we have enough time for you to talk about the relationship between Thompson Tile and Olympia Tile. And I also want to tease that you have some exciting news that you're going to share with us. Breaking news here at Source. Yes. So you can start with either one, the relationship between Thompson Tile or Olympia, or you can tell us your exciting news.
Okay, well, so I'll start with Olympia. Olympia Tile is our parent company. And so Thompson Tile is like your local, like we've been in the Northwest since 1950, but having the Olympia Tile be our parent company, they have incredible buying power. And that's what keeps a lot of our pricing down, because they're they buy huge amounts of tile, bring it into North America, and then all of the different affiliates throughout the US and Canada draw on those huge inventories. But we also carry stock locally, which does lead me to Thompson Tile Portland is going to be opening a new showroom and a stocking warehouse down on Peon. I'm so excited. We've been sort of just like an outlet for discontinued material in Portland, but I'm so stoked to show you, like, we're moving this Monday.
Yay!
So, I've been palletizing all of the samples and it's.
So you don't have to like do it out the back of your car anymore. Like you have a place to take designers and hang out and look at tile.
Yeah, I can't wait to welcome people and just show them what's new and
and see some stuff installed. Just being able to see stuff installed and like touch it and feel it is really powerful for designers and for their clients. So I love that. So designers, you heard it here first at Source. I love that. We cannot wait to visit. In the meantime, designers, if you'd like to find some samples, you can do that right now. All these beautiful tiles from Jenna. She said she carefully curated some to not be in the moving trucks. So
Yeah.
have a couple, but like, please be nice. And so
I'll figure it out.
exactly. Like, and that is one thing I will say about working with you, Jenna, is that you have an amazing ability to hear what designers are looking for and provide a bunch of different options that are, you know, sort of workable, but also inspirational. So designers definitely reach out to her because you're an amazing resource. And you're one of my go-tos. So I'm always like, Jenna, help me. I don't know, tile, help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy to work on any size project. I mean, we primarily work, like I'm supposed to be working commercially, but you know, I am happy to work on any project.
Right.
And yeah, I just really
You're
like
tired of your
service.
bathroom shower because you haven't left your house in 100 days. You can go out. Yeah.
Pretty much. There's a lot of that.
Awesome. Also, designers, if you'd like to register for another snack break, you can smash that register now button, and we'll see you again soon. But in the meantime, thank you so much, Jenna. It was great to see you, and I can't wait to see the new showroom.
Yes.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
Oh my God, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.